Of course, there are mixed reviews over President Obama's 2013 budget proposal. If it is approved, it will take effect October 1st. He wants to reduce the deficit by $4 trillion over the next 10 years. And since this is an election year, many believe this will spark another contentious debate in Washington. Joining us this morning is Titus Pittman. He is managing partner of Genesis Financial Partners to talk about the impact of this budget. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us, Titus.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, let's talk about the local angle first, and that has to do with Mayport, because a lot of people were expecting to see some money allocated to updating the wharf out there at Mayport to bring a nuclear carrier. Okay, doesn't look like that money is in that budget.
No, it doesn't. One of the parts of the president's 2013 budget plan is a cut in taxes and also a cut in defensive spending. Part of that will push back the funding for Mayport and the ships that's going to come in for decommissioning. It
looked like this was supposed to be coming to Mayport sometime in the year 2015, 2013. We heard different scenarios, sure, but now it looks like it's going to be pushed back to 2019. If there is good news here, they did allocate an amphibious ready group,
yes, they did,
to Mayport.
Yes.
Maybe to soften the blow?
Soften the blow and help bring jobs there as well for the work that will be done on that amphibious ship.
All right, let's talk about some of the spending cuts that are going to be coming in this budget. And we've got a graphic to show you exactly what the proposal is and the huge numbers we're talking about here. $487 billion in defense spending. Okay, that's a big chunk.
Very big chunk. And a big portion of that's going to come from the Army. They have already agreed to bring back 2 of their 4 brigade units that's in Europe to relocate them here to the United States, as well as the Navy will start decommissioning their older ship that's not ballistic missile qualified. In addition, the president is proposing a $360 billion reduced spending in Medicare and Medicaid. Most of this will come from a reduction of the payment that has to go out to prescription drug and the health care providers. In addition, the president is also asking those higher wage earners to pay a little bit more into Medicare and Medicaid.
Okay. And then also $287 billion in non-health reform. Where are those? What does that mean?
These are subsidies that usually go out to farmers as well as direct payments. Also, the president is asking those federal civilian employees to pay a little bit more that the government currently pays now for the pension program that they are provided.
All right, let's talk about bringing in revenue into the coffers for the United States government. How does the president plan to do that? I mean, he wants to tax some of the wealthy. I spoke erroneously earlier. I said $25,000 and up. No, we're talking about people who make $250,000 and up.
Yeah, that's correct.
How much will they see their tax increase?
They will see a tax increase marginally. One of the biggest parts of the revenue increase is coming from $1.5 trillion in increased revenue. Some of this was already in effect. It will be because of the Bush tax era that's expiring at the end of this year, and also the implementation of the Buffett rule, which is taxing those that make at least $1 million and over to pay a minimum of at least 30% in taxes.
And when you say Buffett rule, we're talking about Warren Buffett?
Yes.
And when he brought up the fact that he pays fewer taxes than his secretary does.
Absolutely. So to help try to even that out and to have fairness, they are saying those that make at least $1 million or more to pay at least a minimum of 30% in taxes.
Okay, some other increases to the revenue. Let's take a look at that graphic. $61 billion from the financial crisis responsibility fee, and that's just a levy on big banks.
Yeah, as you may remember, back in 2008, the government had a package together for the TARP program. This will be fees that will be levied on the large banks to help offset the cost of those banks that receive TARP funding.
Okay, now a lot of Republicans say this is not fair to increase taxes on the wealthy because, by and large, they are the people who are the big business owners who can create jobs. From an economic standpoint, does that hold up?
Well, not really. We have to do something to help increase revenue, and the government only receives money in the form of taxes. Also, we have to be smart about it and not to cut revenue significantly in a time of economic recovery. So what the president has proposed is really a balance act. For those that's earning above $250,000, letting those Bush tax cuts expire. For those making less than $250,000, keep their tax rate at the rate that it is now. This would help spark economic growth, job creation as well.
Okay, so it's no one easy answer, it seems like, when you're talking about the economy and the budget. Titus Pittman from Genesis Financial, thank you so much for joining us.